see when we collide. No one walks away easy. I never thought you'd be the one. I never meant to take your heart. I never felt so hard. I never meant to be the one. I never thought I'd break your heart. And after the stars have crumbled to dust, we still feel the warmth burning in us, burning in us. It hurts so bad, but it doesn't mean that it's wrong. No, 'cause after the storm, you'll see the sun. And after the storm. You and me, we both live life at full speed. Easy to see when we collide. No one walks away easy. I never thought you'd be the one. I never meant to take your heart. I never felt so hard. I never meant to be the one.
The arsonist had weirdly shaped feet.
I'd break your heart.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello, 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 and welcome once again to 9Moons Studio Rocket League Season 2. I am Big Fella, as always, and today, Snake, you look a little different, buddy. What's up?
I had a really bad technology day. My laptop's been updating for about 4 hours now, and I broke my work laptop.
That
So-
sounds tremendous.
So we're using the hashtag Motorola Edge. Thanks, Motorola, for the sponsor.
All right, well, slight technical difficulties, but that's been happening all season. Not to worry at all. But I am very excited today, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final week of regular season for our 9Moons Rocket League Season 2. Today we have a couple matches, a little bit of a scheduling rework once again. Today we will be having, it is, let me pull it up, Demos University versus Atlas 512. So that will be the first game on the stream today. Will be Demos
Oh, yeah.
University versus Atlas 512. And the second game of tonight will be Team Stratic versus Moisty Flick. Snake, how do you feel about Stratic and Moisty Flick, being that the standings, let me bring that up as well. Moisty Flick down in 8th place with a 1-5 record, and Team Stratic tied for second, or rather 3rd place just due to goal differential, but with a 6-2.
I gotta think that we're gonna see a lot of aggression because, I mean, to be in 3rd place via goal differential, I mean, you gotta think that you win this game and then you hope that Atlas loses. Like, you gotta just bring it all and leave it all out on the field, man. I mean, I'm liking a good 2nd place fight here. I think this is gonna be an absolute cracker of a match.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, Demos University, always a fan favorite. I know I can't see your face, but I'm sure you're rooting for him as well. But
I'm double fist bumping like crazy.
It's going to be a great match, I'll tell you. So for
Mhm.
Demos University and Team Stratic, going to be a fight to remember, ladies and gentlemen. So that will be the first game. We have the one of the returning champion players from last season, Clevens, being led by Captain Tractonics and followed up by DM Farley. We've seen them a few times on the stream. Team Stratic looking very strong heading into the final season. Going to be chasing for that bye spot come the playoffs for that 2nd seed. So we will see later on who is able to take the 2nd seed. So Atlas 512 and Team Stratic are going to be in close contention tonight in that chase for the second spot. And just to update everybody on those standings, we have Ram Ranch Hands with a stunning 8-0, secured first seed for sure, and a high goal differential. So Ram Ranch will have a bye coming into the playoff rounds, and the second bye seed will be up for contention, just as previously mentioned, with Atlas 512 and Team Stratic. And then close in contention going to be, the upper seeds in bracket is, the whoever doesn't secure the second seed, so it'd be Atlas or Stratic. We have Rock Hard Gaming in 4th place, Booze Cruisers in 5th, Burnt Deliman in 6th, Draft Dodgers in 7th, Moisty Flick in 8th place tonight, Animal Kingdom in 9th, and Demos University with an unfortunate last place. So, I mean, who knows? We can see a great opportunity if Demos U are able to defeat Atlas tonight. That would be a big upset, and they would move up the ranks considerably to strengthen their playoff contention. But man, it's going to be an upward battle for tonight.
Yeah. But like the nice thing, whether you're in second place or you're in last place, the nice thing about our playoff structure is that the Swiss is just the great equalizer. I mean, it gets seeded obviously, but anything can happen on that night because it's a lot of Rocket League to play. Anyone could be on, anyone could be off. I think that's a great way to start off a playoff round.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we are getting the players in tonight, Demos University, Atlas 512 to start off tonight. Snake, how you feeling about your boys Demo U?
Well, I have my custom-made Demos U shirt on. It's a shame no one could see it. So I'm going to keep pulling for my boys. But man, I think this is going to be the toughest match that we've seen them play on stream. Like, this is Atlas 512 is nothing to snuff your nose at. That's for sure. That's a legit team. And I think if they can play with the same intensity that we saw last week, I kind of like their chances because we saw some great stuff coming out of Demos U last week. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, again, all these matches have been insanely fun to watch and cast as well with you, Snake. So again, it's going to be that high octane. See if Demos U can finish out strong with their synergy and really come together to beat the infamous Atlas 512 in playoff contention. It would be a big upset and a big win for Demos University as well. A huge win to their momentum, to their morale, and I think even if they take it with a loss, but are able to come out on top in a game or two, maybe not even win the series, I think you're definitely gonna feel good about that going into the playoffs against a very strong team that's in contention for that playoff bye.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I'm gonna go ahead and once again offer up a prediction. I'm what's the opposite of undefeated? Defeated? I'm just defeated on predictions this season, but I'm gonna go ahead and call out Demos U 3-2.
Demos U 3-2. Okay, I like the enthusiasm. I really do.
Demos U 3-2. Let's go, boys.
And I'm going to have to play a little bit of devil's advocate here, but I think we're just going to have to root for Atlas 512 here on the side of the big fellas, to root them on and get this underway. But ladies and gentlemen, game 1. We have Atlas 512 versus Demos U. I am very excited to see how this plays out for the final matches of the regular season this week.
Let's go.
All right, well, golden shot starting out, trying to bump 2 people in the net. Sean being very aggressive as well. N4K with almost a double fake. Sean gets a touch on it, allowing Vamek to get a little bit of a hand on it, but N4K gonna take it up himself, does not bounce down, but BMO on the ready. Nice aggression coming out of Snarf as well, trying to get that back pass, Sean to clear, but it's right to end. And End, again, one of those players, Snake, that we talked about in previous weeks, being able to carry the team, make those important solo plays that enable your other teammates, or you can go for that pass for your other teammate, or you can just air dribble into the back of the net if you're lucky enough.
Dude, the guy's unreal. I mean, he's just this team, this Atlas team is just so structurally sound. Like there's just they rarely falter. We had them in week 1 on stream, and we thought maybe we overhyped them a little bit, but it seems like as the season's progressed, just like it has been with a lot of teams, like they've just lived up to expectations and then some. They're a really good team.
Yeah. Few demos coming out of both sides there. BMO and Golden Shot gonna nuke each other down. And 4K in the Battle Pass vehicle as well. With Golden Shot with a nice snipe out of nowhere.
Let's
90
go.
seconds in, we strike first blood in favor of Demos U.
Oh man! First off, I can't believe someone's using the Nomad. That's nutty. Second, what a play by my man Golden Shot to get the scoring started. Here we go.
A very exciting Demos U striking first blood. Not many people would anticipate that. But after a few minutes of good, hardcore Rocket League, Demos U are up by 1. BMO gonna take it himself. Nice by N4K. Big goal coming out of Atlas. Huge offensive play.
Shooting out of that corner, giving Demos U a piece of their own medicine. The corner goal bump. What a play in the Nomad.
Yeah, big brain play coming up for N4K there.
That's really the best way to put it.
And now, series tied up, or the match rather, tied up 1-1. Nice shot on net by Snarf. Vamek gonna be on the retreat. Golden Shot is back to save it. Atlas really favoring the corner in their offensive drives, just trying to launch the ball and get some sort of passing play going. Golden Shot is back, but does he have enough boost to get it? Yes, he does.
Wow. Golden Shot has just been playing out of his mind since last week. Like, that dude was a scoring and saving machine last week, and is just coming through again this week.
Golden Shot, not sure if that was a fake or he didn't have enough boost to pressure there. Snarf just going to try to get a touch. Unfortunately, doesn't get it. Awkward save by N and BMO. Do wind up almost getting out of pressure, but Snarf with the boost steal. Very awkward situation for Atlas, but it looks like they are able to get out of danger so far. And in BMO, again, trying to be that offensive duo while Snarf just waits for his opportunity to come into the play. BMO with a big clear into the corner. Golden Shot to stall. Nobody's home, though. Are they able to get a shot on net? Sean just a tiny bit wide. Golden gonna dish with 0 boost. Good attempt. Unfortunately, did not have the boost to finish that play. BMO gets a touch. N4K gonna hit it across the field. Very little danger, though. And in Snarf again, trying to air pinch. These guys are crazy on the offense. BMO, though, taking it slow and with the bump, but Sean is back.
Good job, Donnie.
Big heads-up play. N4K is killing it in the offensive interference right now.
Dude, he is, and we've seen this in weeks before where you see like a good way to get Demos U on their heels early is to just bring that violent, aggressive pressure to them and pin them in their own half. And that seems to be Atlas's strategy, at least for this first game. It's working out for them. They're generating a lot of opportunities.
N4K with a flick attempt. Gonna be stalled. Snarf! Oh, that was so close! Unable to get that settle, and that almost turned into a very crucial goal for Demos U. Vanek beats 1, beats 2, N4K barely getting a touch on it. N4K with another save. This man is crazy. Oh, captain, my captain.
In the wagon wheel Nomad. Dude's a beast.
Very fitting we would call him a nomad, as he is a huge MVP on offense and defense for Atlas right now. 10 seconds left. This could go into overtime. Sean and BMO going to go at midfield for a 50. And it looks like this ball is going to get stalled in the midfield for an overtime game 1.
Every time I see N4K's car, I get up and laugh.
I must say, though, Snake, this could be the match that your defeated prediction streak could come to life.
I know, man.
Demos
I
you
know.
looking
They look,
very strong right now.
yeah, they're playing some good heads up play, some good team play here, and I'm a fan. They look different. They look different this week. I'm here for it.
As am I. Big hit into the center. Snarf trying to go for it. BMO up as well. That is a triple commit, though, so they got to be careful. N4K with a beautiful shot. Vamek
Good
to
save by
read.
Vamek.
Visited the Rocket League library with that defensive read onto N4K. Sean with a big hit off the wall. Another one. Just going to carry it coast to coast here. Vamek beats it with the 50. N4K is the last one back, though. Going to carry it all the way to the other side. Can he get another double tap? Sean to deny him. Golden shot, not getting the touch he needs. BMO, soft touch, going to beat Vamek off the wall, but Sean is there to meet him. Is anybody back? It's just a little wide. Golden shot's got a little bit of time. He's got to play this very careful. His teammates are low on boost and have to be on the retreat. Sean going to take care of that. Not a strong enough clear, though. N4K
Ooh.
unable to capitalize. Very close opportunity, though. Golden shot with a tiny bump. Big demo, though. The goal is left open. Sean being demoed by Snarf. But it looks like their door is open as 4K barely gets that touch off Snarf. Flies up a little too high. Unable to capitalize, but what a crazy back and forth we're seeing in this game one of our first match today. Almost 2 minutes of overtime. Golden shot gonna tap it right to N4K. Sean.
Wow. Good challenge. Good challenge.
Oh, very important.
There's Sean
50.
again.
Very close. Snarf winning the 50. Slams it in the back of the net. Crazy. Perfect
Wow.
timing, perfect rotation, great beat. And Snarf getting the key 50. Atlas takes game one. Now, I can't call it commentator's curse because the series is not over. But these gents have played a very strong game one. They came out and they showed that they're at different Demos University today. I still have faith. You know, the couple, miscommunication maybe towards the end, but I'm still faithful. I'm still faithful. This will be a solid game two, depending on the momentum for their team. So we shall see. But,
yeah. That was a great first game. A game one OT that goes, what was that, just under 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good first game, and I think both teams looked really, really good. I think Demos U just needs to do a little bit of a better shot, a little bit better of getting to end 4K quicker. You give that dude too much space, and he can go any direction. The dude is so talented.
Absolutely. Golden shot with a nice 50. Already starting off with a good solid amount of demos. Golden shot. Plenty of time and space, but not a lot of boost. N4K gonna stick to the Nomad here in our series. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, he says, as Snarf goes up. It's gonna hit wide. N4K gonna hit it up again. BMO gonna attempt the shot for a third time. N4K gonna deny Vamek of a clear. Stick it right back into the blender. All three defenders on Demos U in a similar spot. Sean and Net, golden shot rotating out, but BMO taking out Sean. Now a slight power play for Atlas. Big 50 though, as Vamek again constantly trying to be the aggressor. Big double commit though. This is a freebie opportunity, but it's just wide. Vamek and Sean gonna try to clear the ball. Yeah, very fast counterattacks here in this game too. Snake again, and with the big 50. Could have almost been devastating, but a nice pinch from Sean. Zero boost, a little overcommitted as well. Golden shot jumps out at the net. Demos U have to get this ball out of their corner. Atlas is playing around. Vamek gonna be the first one to hit it, but is met by N. Sean in a little bit of an awkward position, has to bicycle kick it, but again, another demo. Big aggression coming out of Atlas in this game too. Ball's going to be an EU, and then N4K can take that easily.
Yeah, what a waterfall read. Oh man, Sean just couldn't get there.
Yeah, big
That was a
offensive play
well-struck
by
ball.
N4K.
A well-struck ball.
And with just 2 minutes into this game 2, Atlas strike first blood. It's going to be 1-0 so far. N4K again. Trying to read the ceiling bounce. A little too high for him, but no worries. Got Snarf and BMO back. Let's see if Demos U can get this offensive drive going. Sean. Gonna try to hit it across, but nobody's there. The ball gets shoved back into the Demos U half. Vamek. Just beating out another to get that ball. BMO, though, taking it nice and slow, not even having to worry about it. N4K is back. A little bit of a misread there. Going to try to go for an awkward pinch, but Vamek unable to get it. Golden shot going to be the follow-up. Got to go up nice and easy. N4K cheating up on the midfield. Vamek having to spend a lot of boost to get up there and clear that ball out. But N4K being the fly in Demos U's face. BMO. Very close shot, a little bit wide. Going to be a pinch, but Snarf is there to stall it. Ball goes up, Sean to read, but it's another pinch. Vamek going to try to play this nice and softly, but N4K. Another opportunity here. Sean and Vamek, a little bit of miscommunication. Golden shot with a bicycle kick. This is not the spot you want to be in here. Demos U. Barely saved by the bell here. Vamek just going to clear it out as best as he can, but this ball is still in their half.
Yeah, Atlas 512 is making Demos U look a little flat here. The pressure is unrelenting.
Golden shot going to try to take his time. Beats End, but does not beat BMO. Again, the ball is back into the corner. Sean trying to be that +1. Golden shot in an awkward position. Nobody else is in net. Vamek gets a nice touch, but they are not out of danger quite yet. Golden shot gets a slight touch. N4K throwing it back in the mixer. Can he get a double tap? No, he cannot.
Ooh.
Wide as well. Lots of shots for Atlas.
Dude, and they're just snatching up that corner boost every chance they can. I don't know where Demos U is finding the boost.
Just the front pads, man. Front pads are their saviors right now. Awkward touch. Vamek just has to go for read. Oh, but it bounces back out off the post. This could be the life that Demos U needs. Sean, 0 boost. Golden shot, 0 boost as well. They're all just trying to flood the net with what little boost they have. And now it's a power play. Golden shot has to retreat. Vamek with a decent read. Is going to stall it in the corner. Sean going to take his time and go for that pinch. But it is read by Atlas. Snarf again with a follow-up. Unable to get that double tap. BMO and N4K are back. Just waiting to clear it out. 10 seconds. Demos U have to be aggressive on this. BMO just going to hit it out. 5 seconds left. N4K off the wall. Golden shot with a missed opportunity. Everyone was out of the play. Game 2 is going to go in favor of Atlas 5-12.
Wow. Wow.
Not necessarily what you wanted to see out of the Game 2 Demos University. We saw a lot of life, but I'm not sure what happened to it in Game 2. It just looked like, exactly like you said, Snake, during the game, they looked very flat-footed, unable to execute on a lot of their clears, and N4K, BMO, Snarf, all were able to rotate without problems, steal that corner boost as well, and just do a lot of damage to Demos U. They were unable to clear the ball out as much as they needed to.
Yeah, that's putting it plainly and simply. That's 100% what happened in that game. I mean, it was like the game just reached a tipping point after like the first minute or so, and all Demos U could do is just clear it out. They're like playing ping pong pretty much. Clear it out and it comes back and it's on their side. Clear it out, it comes back and it's on their side. They just they didn't have the boost to follow up with. I mean, Atlas is doing a great job of starving them.
Yeah, and that was a big issue that we've seen early on for Demos U. They wanted to be that dream aggressive team, but by the end of the week 1 matches, they all ran out of boost, and they were unable to capitalize offensively with the demo opportunities that they had. N4K, great rotation. BMO follows. Vamek is in trouble. He's asking where
oh my
are his
God.
teammates. Huge brick wall moment for Vamek. Beautiful save.
Dude, these guys are they're coming up big in the defensive half. I mean, held Atlas 5-12 to 3 goals through 2 games. I mean, that's really good. But
They
just
captain.
they just have no way of just charging back down the field.
Yeah. And Vamek is literally yelling out to his team, I will not go down without a fight. But the fight may be taken to him as N4K gets a good demo. Golden and Sean, though, they're in the same spot. It's very tricky for Demos U to function when 2 of their players are constantly right next to each other. This is a big issue that they have to fix come playoffs time.
Yeah, that was a weird sequence downfield. I've never seen anything like that.
Vamek gets a good stall back in the corner, but again, very reminiscent of Game 2. Atlas having full control of the backboard. Demos U unable to clear until right now. Vamek playing out of his mind right now!
Oh my gosh!
Vamek, you beast! Unbelievable.
That's an unreal play. That's highlight reel
Unbelievable.
stuff. That's highlight reel stuff. The man is just a stonewall. He comes up with like 3 saves and then goes down the field and does that. He makes it look
My
easy.
goodness.
He makes it look easy.
It's like, he's almost turned into the Thanos fine, I'll do it myself. With the amount of work
straight
he's
up.
putting into this Game 3, man. Vamek playing out of his mind right now. Maybe commentator's curse. Thank you, Sean, for saving me for that. BMO gonna get a key demo on that, though. N4K just gonna pop it up. BMO follows it up. Upper 90, Sean back to save. N4K just gonna pop it up again. Does he have another opportunity to tap it? Yes, he does. But no teammate is there. Golden Shot gonna take his time. Beats 2. He could beat 3. Ball bounces off the backboard. Snarf missing the touch that he needs. Although Demos U does triple commit for this opportunity. BMO just gonna clear it down. N4K already being able to read his teammates. And Snake, it is very hard to find a player like N4K being able to mind read all 5 players on the field and be able to cooperate and act as necessarily.
Yeah, the guy just seems to be like in everyone's heads in like the best way. Like the dude is just reading every situation. What a heads up play by him. Look at this.
Oh.
Who is that? Sean that thinks he's gonna 50 this with him, and he just ends up faking the pants off him.
Very unfortunate misplay out of 2 members at Demos U. Vamek, unfortunate miss with the 50. And Sean, reflexively, you know, I've been there, Sean. It's not a fun sight. Everybody's back right now. But hey, listen, Game 3, game is tied up. Vamek's playing out of his mind right now. You have the hot seat.
Yeah.
Definitely still had the momentum going into this. You know, it was a little mistake, but that's all right. You know, if you're Demos U, don't even worry about it. Golden Shot with a nice aggressive 50 and a big demo.
Yeah. That's the one to demo too. That's the guy to demo right there.
BMO with another insane clear off the backboard. Snarf is exactly where he needs to be. Every match, every series. Snarf is always right place, right time. Golden Shot gonna pop it up. Snarf again off the backboard. Demos U has to retreat. Is this an open net opportunity? Snarf hitting it a little bit wide, not getting the touch he wanted. Vamek, though, going to take his time. Golden Shot going to take it from him. Nobody's in net, though. BMO's got plenty of time in the world. Oh, unfortunate 50. BMO really low. And gets the spike in there. Not what you want to see.
BMO's peaking at the right time. He'd been relatively quiet for the better part of this series, and he gets a go-ahead goal in a knockout game here.
Yep, Sean gonna try to get that second touch. Shot goes a little bit wide. BMO doing a great job being where he needs to be. You know, Snake, I think as much praise as we give N4K, I think BMO and Snarf are also definitely valuable players to have on your team, being also spatially aware and working together very well. You see N4K sometimes going for these solo plays. He just drops it off and leaves it for BMO because he knows that BMO is able to extend their play even if N4K is unable to get to the ball that he needs. N4K, though, with a great opportunity. In the back of the net. Elementary, my dear Demos U, as he gets that beautiful double tap. Nobody home.
Yeah, this guy's the real deal. For everybody that's watching, this guy is the very, very real deal.
Yeah, Atlas very much hungry for that bye in week 1 of the playoffs. And 4K with a great clear as well. Sean is there, but does win the demo. BMO, though, gonna take it nice and slow. A little bit of a mistake, but no worries. They are up by 2 goals with 20 seconds left. Nice hit off the wall. Sean, very little boost. Golden shot, gonna try to follow up on it, but it's just not enough. Again, and 4K. Vamic with a very close save. This is looking like a swift 3-0, Snake.
Yeah. I apologize to anybody that's basing their channel point wagers off of what I have to say.
Well, I think it's like we said initially. We can essentially state, it wasn't too bad of a match out of Demos U. Sure, there was a lot of problems. They're definitely on the lower echelon of the bracket, but at this point, you just got to be looking in playoffs. You just got to have that future sight and really just kind of hunker down towards that,
Oh, yeah.
towards that future in the playoffs.
Yeah,
But-
no, I think you're absolutely right. Right now, I think you end the season workshopping your problems, figuring out how you can get out of the tough situations that you get put in week after week, and figure out a way to work those out in scrims. And
Yeah,
try to just come into playoffs the best version of yourselves.
Yeah, I mean, again, Demos U, unfortunate end to their regular season. Not necessarily being the strongest. Finishing out with a 1-8 as of tonight's match. It's unfortunate, but if you're looking at it, you just got to think to yourself, okay, what can we learn from our losses? We really need to double down on these double commits. We really need to double down on being able to use our boost efficiently and really try to hunker down on a lot of the mistakes. We've seen the potential in game 1, right? We led, our Demos U led Atlas to an overtime of over 2 minutes. It was very, very strong coming out of their end, but I really think the big strength for them was being able to work with each other. And I think that's like the hardest thing is I think sometimes a lot of their players, when they see an opportunity, they go for it, and not to say that, that's their personality because, they're so demo heavy, but it's just the fact that, when you combine these players, it's hard for them all to play their play style, which I think Vamic was really good at being aware of. And we saw mid-season his transition to try to be that third man and enable his teammates. So I think the big thing is they have to figure out what is their best course of action in terms of, we're double committing a lot. How can we change that? Maybe be more vocal in the comms. I know you're a big fan of switching up the comms. It worked for them last season, I know for a fact. And, I'm sure they can do it again with Sean. It's just a matter of they have to figure out how they can enable each other. And recreate that, because we've seen promise and potential of those players being able to do that. We've seen them before, be able to catch other teams into a game 5 or catch them into an overtime and a very, very close, win or a very close loss. We've seen Demos U perform. It's just they have to figure out how to get that spark back.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Absolutely right. It just seems like there's just so much like eagerness and like so much like excitement around like, oh, I'm gonna be the one to score this. I mean, we saw it just in this series with Sean coming down for what he thought was going to be like a time for him to do a little bit of one-on-one styling, and here comes Golden Shot veering in his path and swerving in and out from between Sean and the ball. I mean, it's things like that, like trust your teammates, trust their abilities, like be in a spot to help them, and like try not to take over, like crush the vibe that they're going with. They came up with some really, really big defensive plays, and I'm honestly just impressed that they held Atlas 5-12 to as few goals as they did. But we've seen a lot of really, really good moments and a lot of really, really good series with them this season. And again, that's the beauty of like a playoff format that starts with a Swiss stage is that if like God help anyone that gets in anyone's way, that's like on for the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it's kind of the
absolutely.
beautiful thing about this game is that at any given moment, a team could just click. They could just have that spark. They could have that momentum shift. They could have that uh, just that cherry on the top of their Sunday, and like that could just be the game changer. And I think right now, like we've seen a lot of good moments from Demosio, but I think they're still looking for that moment where they just finally like come together and the comms are good and the positioning is good and the rotation is solid and the double commits aren't there. I don't think we've seen the full potential of this team.
Yeah, and again, Snake, I have to give you credit. I agree with 100% what you said. We've always been big fans of Demos U, and we've always seen life in them for sure. But again, with the latter side, you got to give credit to Atlas 512. They were able to win a lot of key demos. They kept their aggression up constantly, and you could tell they definitely were hungry for the win this series. With the solo plays out of N4K being able to get some key double touches or just clearing the ball out, and we've seen a lot of bump plays as well out of N4K that series. It was only 3 games, but there were a lot of goals that N4K created just by popping up the ball and going for a goalie bump or demo and just again enabling his teammate, which is another thing that we like seeing, and another something he can write down on his resume in terms of being a key player on his team.
Yeah.
So N4K being able to be wherever he needs to be. Snarf, I think I have to give big credits to Snarf. I think he's improved a lot over this season, past seasons as well. You can tell that his positioning is insane. Like every single time that there was either maybe a double commit or there was an opportunity to shoot the ball, BMO and N4K would be trying to be aggressive, or one would rotate out. You would always have Snarf either stalling the ball for BMO and to get back, or you would always have Snarf being able to get that 50 when the defense thought that they were safe and okay to play it slow. Snarf was always in their faces.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done enough demos you fanboying for the night. So let's talk about let's keep talking about the winners of that series because um it was going to take an act of God to stop Atlas from achieving like their second place because with that series win, viewers, Atlas 512 clinches second place and they clinched that first round bye. So their fate was very much in their hands coming into this game, and I think they weren't gonna let that change. They weren't gonna drop the ball. They weren't gonna fumble it. I mean, any team where a player as seasoned and good as Snarf can sit back and be the third man for the majority of the season and find his opportunities to like be successful is a scary team. Yeah, there should be no illusions. Atlas 512 is the real deal, and they have a very, very real shot at being the grand champions this year. So nobody should be sleeping on them. Nobody should be looking past them because they're getting a first round bye for a reason. They're a very, very adaptive team. They're a very skilled team, and they're capable of some nutty stuff, even when their captain is driving a Nomad with wagon wheels and a Nomster decal.
Yeah,
Like if that
absolutely.
doesn't send a message, then like get reading glasses or something.
Yeah, and again, just to finalize with the third player as well, BMO. BMO, the silent killer. A lot of people in a lot of the amateur leagues, there's always that third player that everybody go, okay, well, if we just focus this guy down, then that's their weak link. We beat him in 50s, we beat him in all this stuff. But BMO really doesn't seem to be like that player. BMO's always correctly positioned behind N4K. If N4K calls, okay, I'm gonna pop this up and go for a bump or go for a demo. BMO take over. Every single time N4K has done that and he hasn't been able to get to the ball this whole series, BMO's been right up there. N4K goes for a pop, maybe steals the boost or something, and it just makes Demos use, shaking their boots, because it's just the potential for disaster is like almost nigh, like they can go for a bump and can go for a demo and can steal your boost, where's Snarf in this situation too, right? Like as BMO's flying up. So like there's all these like things you have to consider that, the whole Atlas team is so good at rotating. It's just like anything is possible with this team. Like this team is definitely proven that they're one of the stronger teams this entire season. And I'm very, very excited to see how the playoffs will debut as well.
Without a doubt, man. Any team that can, like, I think if any team really wants to have a shot at like taking the game to Atlas, they need to learn how to take care of the ball and like really possess it and really be able to link up with each other, because those three dudes on Atlas are pretty interchangeable. I feel like they're all capable of the same stuff. Obviously, like MMRs are way different going between the three of them, but I feel like they're all very, very capable players that can be used interchangeably. And they play so fast, and it's like once they have momentum, like we saw in this past series, they don't let go. Like that game started off, that series started off even in game 1, and it went to a 2-minute overtime, and they clinched it. And then there was just no looking back. It was just pedal to the metal, and we're just going to keep the ball right here. We're going to play east to west until we can slot the ball in the goal. It was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, just the offensive power that Atlas showed, the fact that they had so much possession and they were able to just refill their boost at the corner boosts for Demos U, because the entire time Demos U was really kind of like sporadic, low on boost all the time. They couldn't really get good clears because they didn't have like much boost to be able to deal with. And the fact that Atlas just kind of, they did a lot of jump baiting from Demos U. I think that's something I commented on early on in the season as well, but Team Atlas were able to just basically, I just like to say they pepper the backboard a ton. And so when they do that, it almost always baits out a player to jump and try to contest with a 50. And so when you have N4K get those nice pops off the backboard, knowing that he's not going to score it, and he goes for those bump opportunities or just steals the corner boost, like it scares the crap out of Demos U, because they're like, okay, well, people can follow up on the backboard. I don't have time to grab the corner boost. I have to focus on being able to defend this, because if they score, it's over. But, to Demos U credits, I think they did a really good job of, again, like you said, keeping them to a minimum of goals, because Game 2 was only 1-0. I don't think we've seen that, and if we have, it maybe was 1 or 2 games in this entire season, because it's very rare for a team to be, defensively strong and only win 1-0. It was very shocking. And again, I just have to credit, like, Game 3, Vamek was popping off. The fact that he had, like, 3 saves and, like, in 10 seconds with very, very little boost. Meanwhile, the entire time, Sean and Golden Shot are just, racing back. And then Vamek to turn it around with the counterattack, his entire self, and just get it in. Like, it's just insane gameplay out of the captain. So, both teams are very strong heading into playoffs. Atlas looking a little bit better with that playoff bye, but if Demos U wants it, they're gonna have to earn it this season. So
it's when come playoff times, it's there. It's yours to lose, right? And it's just a matter of like how well you prepare, how much you paid attention to your team's own gameplay in the regular season, and your fate is in your hand come playoff time. I mean, that's really what it comes. Like we're gonna see the people who show up to play. We're gonna see the people who aren't as prepared as those who are showing up to play. This why I like our playoff style. Like, everybody gets a shot. Like we don't like uh nobody's slouching, right? Nobody's eliminated by the end of the regular season. Everybody's getting a shot. And so it's important that come playoff time, you're there, you're focused, and this is where your head's at. Otherwise it's gonna show.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that said, I think with that playoff contention, congrats to Atlas, and good luck to Demos University as well in their battle for the playoffs. But Snake, we have a second match tonight, and that match is the one that we've all been waiting for. The only one that was supposed to be on stream, but we had a little bit of expected or unexpected surprise stream games, so that's always something that I love. But tonight we have Team Stratic versus Moisty Flick. So Snake, before we go into the analyzation, I just want to let you know about their standings. So
Okay.
Team Stratic sitting pretty at third place with a 6-2 record. So while they are unable to get the second seed quite yet, they're looking very pretty up at the top of the playoffs. I don't think they necessarily needed a bye. I think all season Team Stratic have really proven, how strong they are, being that they are on the upper echelon of their season standings as well. But again, we have a couple great players here. We got Tractonics being their captain. We have a returning champion player, Clevens, who is always the offensive wild card in your face. He's so dirty, and it's just crazy, the stuff that he can pull off. And last but not least, we got DM Farley, another player who is the supposed third man, but again, very, very strong third man. Wins a ton of 50s, always in your face, always really great at counterattacking. And if I'm speaking from personal experiences, you're not safe at all. You don't have time to play it safe when you're up against DM Farley. And so the three of them combined made for a great team this season so far. And so they're looking like a very strong team in general.
Oh yeah. I mean, don't let the numbers fool you. Everybody should be very much aware that they're only tied for third. They're only in third because of the amount of goals that Atlas has scored. Is because of the goal differential. So I mean, while they are in third place and didn't clinch a first round bye, they're every bit as good as our second place team. They're very, very much a contender, and going to the Swiss doesn't make that any less so.
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, Team Stratic being one of the stronger teams in the league, very strong showing this entire season. And Moisty Flick, on the other hand, Moisty Flick, we haven't really gotten to see on stream. I think we've only seen one game out of them so far. So I believe that, while they're not last place, they are on the lower side of the bracket so far, only being higher up because of goal differentials as well. But again, let me just remind everybody that Moisty Flick is led by Captain Equaz and teammates Moist Towlette and Novanta. We got to see a little bit of action between them. I believe last week. It was a very strong showing out of Equaz. I remember he was another one of those players similar to N4K, being able to be enabled and enable his teammates as well. Moist Towlette being that +1 as well during a lot of their season matches. So, although they're on the lower echelon of the bracket, I think they're in the same area as the Demos University team. I think they have a lot of potential. And I think they definitely have the opportunity to take a few games, if not be able to take the match.
Yeah. No, there's definitely potential here. There's definitely potential. I think we're going to be in for a good game. But it's hard to... I mean, I just learned this lesson the very difficult way. It's hard to not go with the higher ranked team. It's really hard, man.
Yeah, lesson learned with last series. You know, I was glad I was able to at least get one for the season. You know, I'd like to
Yeah.
I'd like to root on Moisty Flick tonight. So maybe I just might be one and done for the entire season. But you know, we'll have to wait and see. And you know, I'm very excited for final match of the regular season. I think it's a great wrap up to a lot of you know, improvement from a ton of players, and it's just really a spectacle. I really love to see it. You know, a lot of veteran players, a lot of new players coming into the scene, and you know, I can't wait for them to, you know, hopefully come back and you know, tell us that they enjoyed the season so far, and you know, a lot of great plays, great saves, you know, great goals as well from a lot of the players. So you know, overall, I think this season is definitely a success. You know, compared to season one, I think a lot of these guys improved their game like a ton. I think these guys are definitely giving us a show this season.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, but I think we are waiting on a player to start our second series. So let's talk a little bit about playoffs. So as of right now, we are looking at a potential for, let's see, I think with everything said and done, you know, we'll just have to go off a little bit of from what we know so far. So Ram Ranch Hands 8-0. These guys are insane. These guys are very, very strong. You know, so they're definitely going to be a big contender in playoff contention. I think these guys are insane. The amount of chemistry that Ram Ranch Hands possesses, these guys are just unbelievable players out of Ram Ranch Hands. You know, these guys, I think we've only really gotten to see one or two matches from them on stream, but these guys have been killing it for the season. You know, Russell Jimmy's being their captain, and Toy and Nikki G. I think Nick G, I believe, is Hold My Beer. So like these guys have been killing it all season. So, you know, I'm very excited to see them. You know, they get a bye, so they get to strategically watch everybody else in the first round and decide to or decide how strong they get and how easy of a match they get in terms of who their opponents will be. So I think whoever faces Ram Ranch Hands, God bless. Good luck to you guys. But again, Atlas clutching out the win to get the second bye. So those two teams are in good hands. You know, we've seen N4K pop off for Atlas, and you know, I think Ram Ranch Hands and Atlas would be, you know, two of the predicted teams to be able to clutch up the buys.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
And let's see. So the upper echelon of the bracket is going to be Team Stratic, Booze Cruisers, and Rock Hard Gaming. Again, from what we know. So there's a lot of the records basically drop off. So we have a lot of positive records here. So you have the 8-0 from Ram Ranch Hands in the season. Atlas 5-12 getting the 7-2. Team Stratic so far 6-2, but you know, we'll see later tonight. See if they can extend that to a 7-2 as well. Booze Cruisers with 5-3, Rock Hard 5-3. And then it drops off with Burnt Deli Man being 2-6, and then all the rest of the teams only have one win. So, you know, the playoffs might be a little bit one-sided, but, you know, just like we saw last season, Snake Doctor, there will be upsets. And I am extremely excited to see all of the potential for that.
Yeah, I think we can always expect at least one upset. You know, everybody loves a Cinderella story.
And I would also like to say, hello, Snake. It's good to see your face, buddy.
Yeah. The toaster has finished updating, and here I am. I am all done with a day of being the veterinarian. Oh, no. Hold on. There we go. All right, I'm back. You know, being an exotic pet vet, I am actually an actual snake doctor.
That's hype.
No, I'm kidding. That was a total lie.
Darn, you got me, man. I was excited. I was so stoked to be like, dang, dude, that's how you got your name? That's sick.
No, for those of you who actually have exotic pets, don't hit me up with their problems because I won't help.
Man, I got so hard, dude.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
That's alright, dude. It happens, man.
Oh man. All right, so who are we waiting on?
So I believe we're just waiting on Equaz. I believe.
Okay.
But yeah, so I am personally inviting all the players in here. But I think this match is going to be a really interesting one because again, I don't, or we haven't had a lot of exposure to Moisty Flick, so I think they're going to be another surprise team as well. This could be definitely a team that might actually be able to compete with Team Stratic and take him down, but only time will tell, my friend. So we are trying to get underway for that. But yeah, I mean, I'm thinking it's probably going to be a close game. I think all games are going to be close. I'm going to go out there and just say, I'm going to say 3-1 Team Stratic, but I think it'll be a lot closer.
I think 3-1 is a safe score line. I think like the games will be close, right? Kind of like what we just saw. I think that games will be close, but I think 3-1 is a good score line. I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, and it'll really come down to, I think, how the third mans will play. I think these guys are a really strong team. Like, all three of them are, or rather, both teams are very strong at their rotations. So I think it'll really just come down to mistakes. Which team can limit mistakes the most, and I think it'll be Team Stratic for me. But again, we could be wrong. I have been wrong every single time except for tonight's first match. So we're never really sure, but we'll figure it out here tonight. Again, we're just waiting on a couple more players here, and we should be going underway very soon. I apologize for the wait, everyone, but we are working on it best we can, and when we do, I think we'll have a game on our hands.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think this is going to be a fun game. I'm pretty excited for it. We were for everyone that isn't in the know like we are. We're only supposed to have one streamed game tonight, so you're not going to catch me complaining, delayed or otherwise. We get more Rocket League to watch, and that's what we're all here for, isn't it? That's what we're all here for.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So strap on.
Ay.
Oh man.
Unfortunately, this is part of trying to run a stable league. Sometimes you don't get players who respond, but I think he said he was online. He's turned on his computer and everything. Unfortunately, real life circumstances do happen, everyone. So unfortunately, IRL is definitely over. An amateur video game league. So it's always important to take care of IRL stuff first. That always comes first. But unfortunately, that does result in a little bit of a delay for us at the studio. But not too big of a biggie. So
semantics.
Just a waiting game.
So do you have a particular player to watch in this series there, big fella?
I really want to say, I think Equaz, because Equaz was a similar player to N4K. We all know that.
Okay.
We were able to cast him. I believe Moisty Flick was last week that we were able to cast. But Equaz was one of those players where he was able to take it slow, make a solo play if he needed to, and also be able to contest everything, be in the right place at the right time, and everything like that. So how does that translate over to Team Stratic? I think Clevens and DM Farley, with their big aerial aggression, is going to be a big challenge for Equaz. But if Equaz is able to beat them in the air or beat them in 50s, I think Moisty Flick definitely has a solid chance. So for me, my player to watch will definitely be Equaz.
Yeah, I like that. I think he was going to be mine too. I
Great
think he
minds
was
think
going to be
alike,
mine
Snake
too.
Doctor.
Yeah, yeah, you know. No, I've just like the few times that we've had him on stream and like what I've heard about him, I've just really enjoyed watching him play. I think he's been a very, very good player, very solid player. And I think that he's definitely going to stand and deliver for us tonight. I'm expecting maybe a double hat trick.
You know,
Something easy. You know,
that
something
is,
easy.
yeah, something easy, right? You know, a couple flip resets and
Yeah.
you know, maybe we'll see some wave dashes off the wall into, you know, we'll see. You never know with the amount of skill that, you know, these players possess, man. It's always surprising, and these guys are just crazy, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, play here, win a couple games, and then maybe RLCS next year. I mean, you never know.
Yeah, but you know, again, like this isn't really that important for the playoff contention. Really, I mean, I think it's more important for Moisty Flick to win, you know, than it is for Team Stratic too, because you know, Team Stratic already showed that, you know, they're easily one of the best teams in the league for sure. You know, these guys are insane, always in your face, always ready. You know, Clevens is a sniper, man. Like, this guy does not miss. Like, always up in the air, always passing it to track, and like, it's just insane the amount of teamwork that Team Stratic showed even back from week one. Like, these guys are insane. So, you know, maybe they don't get the bye, but you know, they're looking really strong heading into the playoffs. And you know, Moisty Flick, you know, they're on the lower echelon, like I said. You know, standings not really great, but if you're able to come out on top against one of the best teams heading into the playoffs, that's a huge momentum shift for you guys. It's got to be a major win for you guys. So, you know, again, it's a big deal. It's a big deal for Moisty Flick if they could pull off this win. And, you know, not so much a big deal, but, you know, just another average game for Team Stratic. So, you know, even, you know, win or lose for Team Stratic, I think these guys are definitely got to feel good going into playoffs, you know, as some of the top seeds going into the first round. But again, you know, Moisty Flick, not necessarily a do or die situation, thank, you know, the league format. But, you know, again, it's always good to have a little better of a win-loss score heading into playoffs. You know, you always want to end on a high. So being able to get another win and move up maybe a spot or two, you know, definitely got to feel good if you're Moisty Flick. So I think that's definitely what Moisty Flick is going to aim for with tonight's match.
No, I agree with you. You know, end on a high note. Go out of the regular season with a bang, and come carry that momentum into the Swiss. Last season we saw the Soup Kitchen do that. They were a Swiss stage team, and they went all the way to the grand finals. You know, anything is possible. You know, if you trust your team, you trust your teammates, and you do your job, you know, the sky's the limit. A Swiss team could easily win the grand finals. It almost happened last season.
Yeah, very much so. You know, I was clearly distraught when Soup's team wound up beating the Demos University 1.0 team. You know, it was a little upsetting finish for us in the season, but you know, look where we are now. You know, we moved on, and you know, hopefully these guys are able to finish out in the playoffs, you know, for the Demos U. But it looks like we are finally ready. Everyone shout out to Equaz. IRL stuff is over. We are finally able to get in, and I am excited. I am very, very much excited. So again, it's got to be that 3-1 score for me in favor of Team Stratic. But again, much like all of our predictions, we are mostly wrong. So we could be totally wrong here and have another, you know, maybe 3-0 in favor of Moisty Flick. But you know, you really never know with our stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, go ahead, drop your bets in there. We got the predictions online in Twitch chat. So if you guys want to go all in on Moisty, like you are Copper Police, or if you want to go all in on Stratic like Vamic, we will get this underway with game one. Moisty Flick.
Are we gonna see any? Do you think we're gonna see any highlight reel goals in this series?
I hope so, Snake. I hope so. Tractonics is busting out the Fortnite Battle Pass tonight, so I am more than stoked. We got all the captains busting out the most insane cars tonight. You know, we are all about creativity in 9Moons. You know, we're not all about octanes. We are all about fun and some good old-fashioned Rocket League.
Are we really gonna see two different series with one with a Nomad and the other with a Battle Bus?
Listen, man. I mean, Team Stratix looking for their victory royale this game. I think, you know, Tractonics made that victory clear.
I'm freaking out.
I'm very excited
to
see this action. Equaz looking for a solo dish. Moist Towlet is up. Clevens is up faster. Just going to go for an opportunity there. But it looks like so far the aggression was Moisty Flick favored, but Clevens getting a quick counterattack. Something that we did not talk about in the pregame was Team Stratix's ability to counterattack oh so quickly.
Look at Clevens with the platinum banner. Oh, and we got Novanta's in the F-150 again. Okay. Is he an F-150 main?
I believe so. You know, he did tweet about us earlier last week, so I appreciate the shout-out, Novanta. But I am hoping he can showcase a little bit more of his power with the F-150 in today's match.
Yeah. Yeah. The only car that can do the truck bed flip.
Yep. The only car on the pitch that is built for tough, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
Voice
Shout out Ford.
0 boost. It's a nice 50, but again, DM Farley in your face. Equaz. Trying to go for those solo plays there. Tractonics to bait out one move, and Clevens to follow up with the other. Moist Towlet just going to bring it up, beating Clevens. Beating out DM Farley, two the post. Moist Towlet gets a good bump, but it's not enough. Ball hits just wide. Equaz just going to steal the boost. Repping the nice Sprite colors. Nice green and yellow there.
Lemon lime, baby.
Equaz down the field, off the backboard. Moist Towlet to follow. Equaz trying to dish it. Very strange positioning, but that would have been insane if that worked. 100%. Novanta trying to get in the face of Team Stratic here. Equaz just going to go for a back pass. Jukes out Novanta. Moist Towlet makes a quick turn. Just gets that. Equaz going up for a touch a little too fast, so he's just going to settle for the corner. Novanta trying to follow the ball. Doesn't get a touch on it. Equaz, though. Ball pops up. Tractonics is already on it. DM Farley with a solo play. Moist Towlet camping in the gets a nice save, but they are not out of danger quite yet. Clevens gets a good touch, but Equaz with a better clear. Tractonics is up, but unable to capitalize. Ball rolls up, buys him a little bit of time. DM Farley already up again. And DM Farley, I think, Snake, is definitely one of our faster players here in the league. Being able to contest in the ball. Get a lot of key 50s off. Moist Towlet. And Novanta, unfortunate miss. Equaz trying to get back. DM Farley going to steal the goal from Clevens.
Clevens, you already have one.
2-0 with just under 2 minutes left.
He hits it with a great pass. Unreal.
That's how you know it's all fun and games on Team Stratic.
Yeah, they're vibing.
Definitely relish it while you keep Clevens with another big 50. Trying to style on him with a good double tap, but unfortunately ran out of boost, unable to finish it out. Equaz again. Trying to go for these 50s, but Team Stratic just beating him to the ball every which way. Novanta getting up there with the Ford F-150, gets a nice hit onto the backboard. Tractonics. Decent hit onto the backboard. Equaz trying to center it, but no one is there on Team Moisty Flick for him to pass it to. Clevens with a dribble, baits out one person. Equaz Low back post, rolls into the upper 90. Shout out to
Clevin just
Coach
walked.
Doyle.
He's just shouting out Coach Doyle. Clevin just walked the dog down the field and just slots it in the low far post. That was just a style flex.
Clevin's making it look easy out on the pitch here. DM Farley with the ball now. Can he beat Equaz? Yes, he can!
My gosh.
And this offense for Team Stratic is looking insane.
Like, watching this right now, it's hard to believe that they got third via goal differential because they're just piling on right now. Oh, wow. Moisty with a good save, but leaves the door open for Clevin. Clevin's just coming in and just stamping his authority on this game. Holy cow.
Man, this offense is relentless out of Team Stratic.
Yeah.
These guys.
They're looking like they're... Like, I thought we were going to come out and just, like, you know, have some fun. But they're, like, coming out here, like, with something to prove.
Oh, yeah. These guys are scoring left, right, and center. All over the place. You got dribble plays, you got pass plays, you got 50s. It's like these guys are, you know, checking off the entire list of, you know, goals we can score. And they're just bringing it to him on the pitch here. Clevin's gets a nice save there. And you gotta worry if you're a fan of Moisty Flick. We haven't really seen a lot of offensive opportunities except for the one. Although I say that, flip reset, Equaz, unable to capitalize, but definitely the pressure and the threat is there from Equaz. Tractonics, oh, gets a good demo. DM Farley again in your face. You don't have space when you're up against DM Farley. He's always in your face.
Yeah, he, like... And, like, look at the angle in which he approaches. He's approaching from a blind spot to where, like, he's letting you think you have time, right? He's letting Moisty Flick think they have time to control this ball, and then he just comes out of left field and just sends you to Pakistan. Like,
Yeah,
this
man.
dude's insane.
Let's see if they can get that last goal. Nope, just once, but man.
Clevin's wanted to pad the
Tractonics.
stack on that one. Holy cow.
Team Stratic with a victory royale, 6-0. With
And you know,
Clemens
like-
getting the hat trick as well. My goodness.
He would have had 4 had his second goal not gotten stolen from him.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, we talked about the speed at which Tractonics plays, and it was almost like Clevin's heard us and was like, I'll show you who's fast, because that dude was everywhere. Was that dude not in, like, every camera shot that game?
Oh yeah. And then if Clevens wasn't there, DM Farley was right behind. You just had no room to breathe. I think that's the thing that Team Stratic specialize in the most, is the fact that they never give you time to breathe. Game 2 underway. Moisty off the wall. Novanta with a nice hit. Cleared by Tractonics. Tractonics against Equaz here in the offensive drive for Team Stratic. Equaz going to take it nice and easy. Get another flip reset to no avail. Clevin's going to pop it up. Novanta is there to save it. Tractonics going to take it up the wall. Tries to get the flip reset. Does. But to no avail, Equaz just going to back up and get a nice save. That was a little close for comfort if you're Moisty Flick here. Got to get these clears out. DM Farley with a nice demo. Novanta with a nice touch as well. Gets another one. Tries to clear it down the pitch. Moisty just going to boom it. Equaz is off the backboard. Can he read it? Decent pass to Moisty but unfortunately, DM Farley got there first. DM Farley again in your face. Slight double commit here from Stratic. Novanta trying to get a touch to redirect. Goes off the backboard. Equaz going for a demo. DM Farley. Ice in his veins. Does not bother jumping at all. Novanta with a great 50 as well. Keeping the pressure on Team Stratic in their half. DM Farley with a decent clear.
Good read.
Tries to slow down their progress, gets a great bump as well, but Clevens, he's there! Can Equaz save it? Yes, he can. Takes his oh-so time. Barely gets that save off, but now it's Equaz's turn. Tries to go for some mustard on there. Clevens is on the backboard already. Moist Towlett again with decent boost, trying to get a middle pass. Novanta has the opportunity!
Wow.
Moist Towlett, Novanta with the execution. Gets a beautiful shot on net. And beats
And look
out
at the way
all three
Moist
members of Team
Towlett
Strategy.
links wheels with the primary defender there. He locks wheels with the dude who's up next in the rotation, and it just leaves the door wide open for his teammate. It's a smart play.
Tractonics with a nice clear.
Oh.
Taking a page out of Demo's U book.
Hmm.
Just trying to go for some bumps and demos here. Good beat though, no one's home right now. Tractonics with the demo, but the ball is just wide. You hate to see it, but it was a good opportunity for Moisty Flick. Novanta keeping it in Team Stratic's zone here. I think the momentum shift has already happened so far for Moisty Flick. These guys have definitely changed their ways so far. All three players are getting more involved, and you see these offensive opportunities arise a lot more often in this game to Equaz. The nice corner steal boost.
And you have to give them, you have to give up the respect for the team that can get blown out in game one and then show up in game two to hold a 1-0 lead and bring the kind of intensity that they have right now. Like, that's a team that deserves some respect.
Absolutely. Even being on the lower echelon of the season standings, these guys are still standing toe-to-toe with third place Team Stratic. Equaz with a nice touch, beating one. Moist Towlett unable to capitalize. DM Farley as well, getting the miss. Equaz unable to get a touch on that. They have to retreat. Nobody's in net. Clevens gets a nice shot just wide. Tractonics reading Clevens there, trying to go for the bump on the goalie. To no avail though. Ball does go wide into the corner. Novanta trying to get a read on it. Unfortunately can't get a touch on it. Equaz though gets a nice touch, but gets a demo in return. Nice 50 out of Moist Towlett to beat Clevens. Novanta and Tract off the backboard. Equaz is ready. Off of the cross. Nobody's home. Moist Towlett gets an easy one.
Oh yeah.
And just like that, we are up 2-0 in favor of Moisty Flick. They turned it around.
Yeah, yeah. Put some respect on their name. They came back and they're making it a good. They're making this a series. They said we heard Big Fella said 3-1, so we're going to take at least one game.
Yep. Gotta fulfill the promises. Novanta though gets a nice cheeky touch, just a little wide. Tractonics.
Oh.
Just getting a touch on that.
I didn't think you could chip a ball on the paddle bus. It's so flat in the front.
Yeah, this is definitely a brand new team we're seeing out of game 2 for Moisty Flick. These guys are killing it.
Yeah, there must have been some sort of catalyst because something is starting to click here, and they're looking kind of dangerous.
Yep, Tractonics with a nice shot, just a little high there. Great 50 out of Moist Towlett. Ball keeps rolling forward into the defensive half of Team Stratic. Tractonics, a little bit of pressure, unable to get any solo plays on the ball though. Novanta being heavily aggressive. Equaz, can he get another touch? Moist Towlett to beat! DM Farley not fast enough, and this team is popping off right now. 30 seconds left, and they show a ton of life this game.
Yeah, and they're gonna answer game 1 with a shutout of their own. The big question: does Tractonics change his car after this game?
Well, I mean, they won 6-0 with the battle bus. You know, it's definitely a possibility.
Was it the battle bus? Was it the battle bus?
It was the battle bus game 1, correct?
No, but no, it was. But I'm saying, like, is it because of the battle bus?
I mean,
it's not because of
possibly. I mean, battle bus is definitely a unique car.
All right, let's hear it, chat. Chat, does Tractonics switch his car? That's what I want to know. Let's see if we can get a poll here. Not an official one. I don't need the mods to do anything crazy. But
Right.
does Tractonic switch his car?
I mean, it's definitely a possibility. You get blown out like that, it's a little bit of a rough call for your team there, but you know, you never know. I mean, he wanted to do it, so it's definitely possible. But you know, again, you never know. I think we used to have a we used to have a bunch of problems, but we wound up. I don't know. I think I used to use like the Skyline all the time. Then I switched to like Octane, then Fennec, like all the time. It was never really like a big deal.
I go back and forth between the Fennec and the Skyline.
Yeah, I think big fan of the Skyline for sure.
Oh yeah, I got the big foam hat on it. This is #1 champ on it.
All right, so we had a little bit of a issue with one of the team's players, so we're gonna have a map change. We're gonna go to DFH Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. So unfortunately, we won't get to see the beauty of Forbidden Temple, but we will get to see a little bit better action due to you know, a player's internet connectivity. So hopefully, we will have everybody join in very shortly.
Uh-oh, but we're back in Asia.
Huh.
Can I just come in with a somewhat hot take?
What is that, my friend?
I think this is the worst map. That's like
Really?
That's in rank rotation. I can't stand this map.
Huh. Why is that? Is
I
it just
honestly-
because of the looks, or?
I honestly couldn't tell you. It's just I just don't get good vibes on this map. I don't do good.
All right, well, with that said, Novanta and Equaz going to take it a little bit from each other. Equaz going to have a little bit of a solo play. Clevens to interrupt, but with 0 boost. Can't do too much there. Nice bump attempt, but the offensive drive is still going to be in favor of Team Stratic. A little bit of a difficult hit by Moist Towlette, causing a little bit of a double commit, but they are able to get back their momentum on offense. Clevens, it's a little bit of an awkward touch. Equaz had read the original hit, so the hit by Moist Towlette was unfortunate. Moist Towlette's going to stall it, popped up again. He will Farley follow. Moist Towlette gets a nice clear as well, but a counterattack from Tractonics was big. Big
save.
save.
That's a great save from Equaz.
Alright, well, there was some sort of technical difficulty that was kind of crazy. I was in a lobby by myself in DFH, even though we were all in the party, but everybody just wound up in Forbidden Palace, so alright. We will play out the series. Tractonics with a great hit! Not enough, though, very close. Still rocking the battle bus so far.
Yes.
No decision has been made about changing the car. Equaz with a nice dribble play, slows it down. DM Farley pops it up. Clevens with a nice clear, though. Moist Towlette wanting to keep the party going. Novanta is up. Cannot capitalize. 7 boost. Great flick from Tractonics, putting the pressure on to Moisty Flick. DM Farley going to hit it back into the corner. Equaz with a little bit of time to spare. Clevens trying to pressure, but Equaz knows he has a little bit of time. Does not get the hit he needs. Moist Towlette, though, is able to beat Clevens. This is big. Moist Towlette with a beautiful slow-mo.
Swats it.
Woo! Oh, man, what
That
a
man
play
just
by
went
Moist
end to end.
Towlette.
Look at that
Beautiful
angle.
play. They're just unable to save that.
Dude, he's kind of nutty. Moist Towlette's kind of nutty.
That's what I'm saying, man. These guys are crazy. Equaz up for a solo play, doesn't get the hit that he needs, but does apply a lot of pressure. And we look here, Team Stratic, it's not necessarily that they're falling apart, but I think Moisty Flick is doing a really great job of limiting their offense. Equaz pops it up, Tractonics just high. Equaz with a beautiful clear. Is it enough? Oh, it just hits the post and bounces back out. Moist Towlette.
Yeah, that's a bad break for Equaz. Just like inches wide.
Big demo for Moist, though. Stops the counterattack, but Tractonics gets a nice 50. Tractonics going for a bump, but Equaz saves his goalie from the bump attempt. Equaz up, Clevens up, neither of them get the ball. Moist Towlette does clear it down the field. Tractonics tries to settle it, doesn't get a second touch though. DM Farley just gonna hit it off the wall. Nice 50 by Novanta though. Tractonics gonna beat Moist Towlette in the air. Ball bounces off the ceiling. Crazy 50! It's almost beats 2 in the air. Equaz freaking out in the corner right now. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Novanta gets a nice clear and saves their team for a little bit.
Clevens was just flexing his muscles on that play.
Clevens, the crazy. Oh, this could be a good opportunity for Tractonics with the air dribble. Big beat off the wall, stealing the corner boost and getting that solo air dribble.
Oh my gosh. In the battle bus. Wow. That was a great play. Styling.
Oh, the kick
No
off.
shot.
Oh,
No shot.
Way. Clevens, you monster.
You speedy boy.
Oh my gosh. Clevens, the Lightning McQueen of 9Moons, has scored so many kickoff goals.
He's the fastest man alive.
All right, well, in less than a minute. Oh my gosh! These goals just keep coming.
Dude, Equaz, you're a player to watch. He goes off the ceiling for this. Oh no, he doesn't. He just comes up. Look at that. Wow, what a read. And you know that's something he's been doing very, very good all series, is that he's had the reads off of his opponents, and he's just been in their face, packing them, and it was only a matter of time until he got a goal like that.
Yeah, it was a big beat for Moisty Flick. Moist Towlette getting a good 50 as well. Novanta's up. Big 50. Double commit on defense. It's going to turn into something here right off the backboard. That was almost a goal. It was crazy. Equaz and DM Farley up. DM Farley going to try to get a double tap. Equaz, 0 boost. Just going to go for that slight back pass. Novanta is there to follow up. Moist Towlette being that +1 Novanta needs. Triple commit out of Moisty Flick, but Moist Towlette is on the run. 2-2, 10 seconds left. Tractonics is going to take it for himself. 60 boost. Can he do anything here? 3 seconds left. Clevens is going to miss it. Equaz, it pops up. This could be very dangerous. Equaz going to take the 50. Moist Towlette going to throw it down to the ground. Game 3, overtime 2-2. This is dangerous territory for the loser of this overtime. The momentum shift could be insane. Equaz taking it for himself. Gets a nice double touch, but so close to spelling disaster for Team Stratic. Novanta getting in the face of Tractonics. Tractonics, though, taking it slow. Moist Towlette gets a nice clear off. They have to retreat. Moist Towlette going for a solo play. Equaz to follow up. The ball is centered. Moist Towlette is there. Gets a nice fake on it, DM Farley, but DM Farley has possession of the ball here. Goes over Novanta with a nice flick off the wall. Equaz, plenty of boost to work with, but he has to be worried about that shot from Tractonics as the follow-up. Equaz is up, but Clevens is up faster. Moist Towlette gonna take his time to try to buy his teammates time to respawn, get some boost, whatever else they may need to do, but the pinch!
The battle bus coming in for the second time this game to seal the victory in overtime.
Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, Tractonics, the battle bus, getting the winning goal in overtime, and just as we thought the momentum shifted, Team Stratic pull it out.
Yeah, it's a game of back and forth. It's a game of back and forth, but that I think was I think that was my favorite game in the series so far, because it wasn't a blowout. It was even-sided. Both teams were playing top tier. But I think my talking point that game is how fast was Clevens on that kickoff?
Yeah,
that's something you got to be worried about.
Yeah, I mean, and kickoffs are something we've always lightly talked about a little bit here and there, only when, you know, they score off of it, but Equaz calling out the next air dribble is for me, so shout out for Equaz if he gets an air dribble. But you know, bold talk, but you know, it looks like they're just having fun. You know, that's the most important thing. But I mean, again, very close game 3. Both games there were one-sided. Game 1, one-sided towards Team Stratic. Game 2, one-sided towards Moisty Flick. But again, this could be anybody's game here. Very close game 3. Team Stratic pull it out. They only need one more to win the series and clutch up that 3rd place prize. Tractonics with a nice shot on net. Plenty of time to mess with Equaz and Novanta. Novanta is going to take his time here. Get a nice clear, but they're not out of the woods yet. Clevin's just hovering in the net for Moisty Flick. Tractonics in their face again. Gotta feel good momentum-wise for Team Stratic. What a crazy... I thought that was almost the rubber band there out of Equaz, but great play. Keeping it in play there. Equaz almost with an upper 90 dish to himself off the backboard. These are lethal once he starts landing this.
Yeah, I think my my prediction before the end of this series, I think Equaz is going to hit one of those silent double taps because he's been trying all series and he's so close.
I hope to see it. Tractonics. It's a nice clear. It's a double tap, steals the corner boost as well. Beats out Clevins though. Tractonics evening it out by demoing Equaz. Just Moist Towlet. Oh, Tractonics with a double demo. Telling Equaz, stay back there. I'm going to demo you every chance I get this game. Not going to get that air dribble for big fella, says Tractonics. Ball's up in the air. DM Farley to face Equaz. Equaz going to beat him out. Great movement out of Equaz as well, trying to get that solo play. Off the backboard, Clevin's going to take it. Novanta, unable to get a touch on it, but Moist Towlet. Going to be the brick wall they need. Tractonics, not enough boost to capitalize on the self-dish. Clevins trying to hit it to his teammate, but a good 50 out of Moisty Flick keeps him in the offensive drive here. Big opportunity out of Equaz. Gets a big 50. Moist Towlet is back though. Gets a big demo, Clevins. And Moist Towlet gonna get demos respectively. Novanta. First man up on offense. Moist Towlet gonna follow. Great hit into the center. Moist Towlet has an opportunity. Just hits wide. Tractonics gets a touch on it. Clevin's gonna hit it backwards. Moist Towlet gets a nice dish in the air. Upper 90. Equaz with an insane hit in the air. While it may not be an air dribble, it is still a goal. Equaz being able to read off his teammate Moist Towlet with a great shot on net.
Yeah, that's an impressive shot to slot it where Mama keeps the cookies up on the top shelf from up that high. That's an insane shot, and I'm pretty sure he hit a flip reset off that too. That was all tires.
You know, you cannot be surprised about these flip resets, these crazy clears, or any plays by these captains. I mean, both captains are tremendous players, enabling all of their teammates, you know, and it's really great to see. You know, we don't really see a weak man here in these games in the season. You know, all 3 players on every team are always very strong. There's not a 3rd weak man. They're always constantly proving that they can keep it up with the big boys.
Yeah, tons of skill is out on this field right now, and definitely none more so than the 2 captains that are out here going tit for tat. Oh, Moist Towlet lobbing that one up high. Means there.
Moist Towlet, 0 boost, still buying time with that big 50. Novanta, unable to capitalize, just Equaz. Tractonics.
Oh, no.
Oh, unfortunate! The game is tied!
Wow.
Oh, just a
no.
few too many defensive mistakes out of Moisty Flick. I think there was a rubber band that messed up Equaz a little bit as well. Moist Towlet just in a tough position. And with 90 seconds left, they wind up not going for the kickoff, but it might work in their favor there. Tractonics gonna get a nice tap, not double tap though. DM Farley, first up to bat. Moist Towlet getting a nice bump, stopping Clevins from being able to do anything productive. Equaz though tries to dish it a little too close to the backboard. DM Farley gonna be the first to get up, but gets a demo. Can they get back in time? Equaz gets a nice little dish to the corner just in time. Novanta going to leave the ball for his teammate. Equaz going to get there just in time. 1 minute remaining, 1-1. Team Stratic lead by 1 in the series. They only need 1 to finish off the match. Tractonics up in the air. Capitalize, no DM. Farley, Equaz. Nobody goes up for Clemens. Clemens is the only one there. They just thought they had time there.
The ball just kind of hovered there for a second for Clevens before anyone could react. And Clevens, like we were talking about, is just a speedy boy. And with 44 seconds left, big fella, your prediction is holding up. We might have a winner chicken dinner here.
Yep, we might have a victory royale for Team Stratic. 2-1 DM Farley. Clevens can't see through the smoke though. It's all smoke and mirrors. Moist Towlette with a big bang. Bar down. Equals goes up to put it back in the mixer. Novanta trying to get up there. 20 seconds left. This could be crucial. They do have an opportunity to get to game 5, but they have to act fast. Moist Towlette trying to get in Clevens' face. Moist Towlette pulling a crazy maneuver off the wall. 8 seconds left. Ball is centered. They double committed. Nobody touched it on Team Stratic's side. Moist Towlette gonna hit it back. Tractonics unable to get it. 1 second left. It bounces off the wall. So close. Can they ditch it down the field? Yes, they can. Oh, that was so close.
Wow.
Oh, what a finish from Team Stratic. Wow.
And you just gotta feel a little bad for Equaz. He had so many chances that were just inches off in that series, big fella. So many opportunities that missed by inches.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate, but you know, in the end, the team that made the most, or the team that made the most mistakes did wind up losing that series. So, you know, insanely, I am 2 for 2 on the night in predictions, which is kind of crazy to me. But you know,
Redemption arc.
my redemption arc is going to start with tonight and hopefully lead off into the playoffs. But you know, you can't help but be excited for both teams. I mean, it looked like Moisty Flick, they were just having fun out on the pitch. You know, it never seemed like they were getting distraught or, you know, maybe a couple miscommunications or whiffs there. But, you know, honestly, I think this team was having fun, you know, all the way up until the end of game 4. So, you know, it didn't look like that loss hit them too hard. You know, I think they're going to take what they learned and that game 2 win, you know, being able to 3, or I think it was 3-0, you know, a top 3 team. That's big. That's big, especially if you're on the lower side of the standings. So, you know, they definitely showed that they have the potential to shut down teams like them. So, you know, if I were, you know, Team Atlas or Team Stratic, you know, I'd be a little bit concerned, you know, being that if they find their spark, you know, it's going to be pretty lethal against the better teams for sure. But overall, the better team did wind up winning. Team Stratic locking in that 3rd place. And, you know, they're looking pretty good heading into playoffs.
They're looking really good. They came out firing in that first game. What was it, 6-0?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Almost
looking
Brazil.
good. And yeah, almost. Like we were saying, there's definitely no excuse to sleep on a team like that. That's a team that you have to look for in your schedule and prepare for. The only reason they're playing in the Swiss is because of a goal differential. They're definitely a team that should be feared.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, all the other teams this season, I don't think there's a single team that I can confidently say like, oh, it's going to be, you know, an easy 3-0. Like they're going to get destroyed in the Swiss, and you know they're not going to make it. I don't think there's a single team that I can just say that to. Like even the last place team, Demos University, like they still have the potential to just like body everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just up to them to be able to figure out what they need to do in order to capitalize on the opponent's mistakes. You know, cut their rotation off by getting those demos and you know, pop it off. So good.
And previously, before Demos last week we saw Animal Kingdom on stream, and I think that's a team that a lot of people would have overlooked. But last week on stream, damn, those dudes came alive. You know, like we've been saying it all night. Any team can come alive at any moment, and take you to 5 games or maybe sweep you in 3. Like, this is a very, very talented pool of players, and I think every single one of them and every single team in this league definitely deserves the respect of not being overlooked.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and it goes back to what we said on draft week. This whole season, all of the players have improved. There's been new players that are higher ranked. The veteran players have come back, and they've come back even better than last season. So again, the level of play is just insane this season, and these guys are killing it right now. I think in general, a lot of the teams looking forward to the Swiss are probably going to look at tonight's stream, maybe a couple last weeks as well, take a look back at the VODs and figure out what they can do to strategize against their opponents. But I believe the standings and the playoff bracket should come out, I believe, by the end of the week. Just we have a couple of rescheduled games to make up for the rest of the week. And when we finish up, we will have the playoff bracket in our Discord, our Twitter, and most of our other socials as well. So, if there's a team that you'd like to root for in this Swiss, I think I already have the answer, but I'd like for chat to hear it.
All right, so I'm gonna give you 2 teams because I think everybody knows one of them. Go ahead and spam it in chat, boys. The team I will be primarily rooting for is gonna be my guys on Demo U. But my other team, and maybe I'm just a sucker for pain, or I love a good underdog story. I really, really want to pull for Animal Kingdom. Dude, watching, and especially, post-season Bree from last season, how good did Stupid Hands look last season? And how good did Bree look? Bree has just come such a long way, and watching him on stream last week reminded me just how fun it is to watch that dude. I'm really, really... I'm pulling for our two bottom-tier teams there in terms of the standings, but I just think both of those teams are so much fun to watch, but there's certainly no shortage of talent. I'm not gonna lie, I started coming around to the Moisty Flick fan side as well, because that boy Moist Towelette can move, and the plays he was making, the challenges he was making with 0 boost were incredible, and Equaz was styling. I mean, there's just so much joy to find in this league. So I think Demos U, Animal Kingdom, and Moisty Flick, honorable mention, are going to be my teams. How about you? Who do you got? Who's your team to watch? Who are you rooting for?
All right, so I'll give you my top 2 and then my honorable mention to return your favor there. Go. So I think honestly the 2 teams that I would really like to root for, it's got to be Booze Cruisers. So the reason for that is we got 2/3 of the returning champs, and these guys proved, they're not necessarily the first seed, but they are in the top of the Swiss with 4th place. These guys are pretty killer. So I have to root for them, man. Team Blinksy, it's true. Very hard to expose weaknesses out of Blinksy's team as well. So that team is going to be one to watch. And honestly, I believe after tonight, I think I've become a Moisty Flick fan. These guys have shown up. Equaz just letting it all out. Novanta built forward tough with these 50s and constant aggression. He scored a couple goals there in game 2, proving that he can run with the big boys, man. He was killing it. And Moist Towelette being the +1 that their team needed. I mean, these guys definitely have the potential to run the Swiss bracket. So I'm glad you put them as your honorable mention, because I'm very excited to see them in the Swiss matches. And for the honorable mention, I suppose I would absolutely have to go with Demos University, just for the sake of stream. And it's always good to see my old teammates shine, and especially with their performance in I believe it was game 3 tonight. Okay. Vamek absolutely popped off, and if they can, I'm just praying, Snake, if they can find their synergy in the Swiss. If they can find their energy, their synergy in the Swiss, we will be set for this season. But,
brother.
I am very stoked to see what the Swiss holds for us, Snake.
Oh, dude. All right, so we're rooting for two of the same 3 teams. Okay. All right, let's go down this rabbit hole together. I can't wait, man, because last season the Swiss stage was so much fun. The only downside is that we can't stream every game.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, that is our downside. I think if we streamed every game, I would probably lose my voice because I get so hyped. I think last week, because we had 3 matches, I'm pretty sure I lost a little bit of my voice. Like, my voice was cracking like crazy by the end of the matches last week, because it was just pure hype Rocket League, man. Like, it's the greatest thing is that Rocket League, no matter what the skill is, there's always insane hype and entertainment behind it. Entertainment for Rocket League does not have an MMR cap. It's just, or an MMR requirement. It's just nothing is as good as, man, seeing some good old fashioned Rocket League, man.
No, I agree with you wholeheartedly there, brother. I agree with you. I think we're in for an absolute treat. We're gonna be in for a treat, and I'm right there with you. Last week was so hype. I was like, for a second, and total transparency, for a second, I was like, oh man, okay, sweet, we're only doing 1 game tonight. But then I was like, oh, we got a second game. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, man. The nerves always set in. The nerves always set in.
I'm ready to go.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I was like, I woke up today, man. I was like, all right, we're gonna have to get through this. That's what I thought. It was like a job, but as soon as we get into the game 1, man, it's over, man. It's just nothing but hype from then on.
Yeah, dude, it's fun. It's so much fun, and like, oh god, I just love that. I just love the way the league is growing. I love the way the league is growing, and I love the talent pool that we have. Like, there's never a dull moment. Whether it's a game 5 overtime or a 3-game sweep, I feel like there's never a dull moment.
Absolutely. And well, Snake Doctor, do you have any final words for the
chat? Congratulations to all our teams on a successful season. We'll see y'all in playoffs.
All right, well put. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning in. This is Big Fella. I'm with Snake Doctor, Odie with the Stream Director. Thank you all from 9Moons Studio. We will catch you later for some awesome
later, boys.
9Moons Rocket League.